So for MiniMandala number 12, again, we're gonna pick by eyeballing our center. We check out that is half the weight. I am again using the watercolor, and I'm gonna make a mark here on 2.5 centimeters. That is half away of the 5 centimeters. And yes, I've got myself, I have divided my, let's say, my circle, my 5 centimeter diameter disc in in 4 parts. So now I'm gonna, from the center towards the edge, I can pick any side. I'm gonna make a mark for 1 centimeter and for 2 centimeters, and there will be some space left. And there you go. Got it. And what matters here, what is pretty important, is that the point of your pencil is really sharp now. And we always have to make an adjustment here. They have to be similar. So, but these I have to open. And you always remember that you can either move your compass or you can rotate, keep steady your compass and just rotate the surface. Okay, that's right. So now I need to divide these in 8 sides, in 8 different sides, sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you a way to do that. We can pick, for example, the distance from here to here, and it's 1 centimeter, exactly 1 centimeter. So, 1 centimeter and a half, which is going to be 0.75. So this is 0.7. It's not going to be very easy to calculate 75 here, but this is pretty much it. And then to do a line, remember that we only need 1 dot, 2 dots, and then I'm just gonna cross from the center towards the upper edge, and then yes, this is pretty much it. And then I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna check the midpoint between these and these. This is the vertical line, and the intersection, I'm cutting this circle with this line and this line. So I'm gonna take that distance, that it has to be the same. So this is 0.7 or 0.8, must be somewhere here. And then I make my line. I'm just going to recap in a minute what I have done. For this design, I want a spiral going from here to here. So I needed to divide this circle in 8 sides, equal sides. But I have a vertical line, I have a horizontal line, and I have created a circle here that somehow has cut these lines, vertical and horizontal line here and here. So to find half half the way of this part of the circle, I just need the distance from this dot to this dot. The distance from the center to the horizontal line has to be the same that the center to the vertical and to the horizontal line. So I just place the ruler like this, aligning 0 here to 1.5 centimeters, and then I found a midpoint, and then anything that happens on this part of the circle reflects here. It's like a mirror. So just cross the straight line, but it has to pass through the center. And I did the same thing here. The distances they have to be the same. Otherwise, this is not well separated in 4 equal parts. So now, what I'm going to do, I can use either compass right now, but I think I'm gonna use this one. I'm going to open up my compass to these sides to make the second circle. And I'm still gonna get some extra space here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, let's place it here. Yeah, in here it's gonna be a little bit difficult because of the hole that I have, but let's pick here. I'm gonna open the compass to this distance. Look, I'm placing, yeah, this is being really difficult now. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm placing, pick any line. For example, I'm going to pick this line, cutting this other circle. Then I'm gonna place my metal point here, and I'm gonna open up the compass here in the center, and I'm going to make a spiral just like that. Then I'm going to go to the next one, and remember that you have always to place the compass is right on this line, okay? And on the intersection between this line and the inner circle. And then we do this. Then we move to the next intersection between this line and the others, the circle, the bigger circle. And if we need to adjust a little because of the... And remember that your starting point is going to be always aligned with, on the same line your metal dot is. So you start here and then you create this spiral. Then we go to the next, and my starting point is going to be on the intersection of the same line with the center circle. And I'm going to do this. And then I repeat the process 8 times. See? From here. And then in here, it's a little bit confusing because I have this hole here, but still I can make the mark. And last but not least, okay. So can you see how beautiful this is? So remember, we have a small circle of 1 centimeter of radius, 2 of diameter. And we have a 2 centimeter radium circle, 4 centimeters of diameter. We have divided our circle in 8 equal parts. And then to create this spiral effect, what we're going to do is just to place the metal points of our compass in the intersection of every single line. And we're gonna open up to the intersection of the same line I am using as a support line, but with the inner circle, and create this spiral. And I'm gonna repeat that process every time. So this is the geometry that we're going to be working on. And this is inspired in an artist. I'm gonna place here her social media. She was the one creating this effect that was copied several times, and apparently no one gave the credits to her. I'm gonna have here the name of in the video. There's the lady. So let's start dotting. So let's work a little on the same colors we were working on for the previous class. I think it's important to show you how we can create with the same colors different kind of art. So I think this paint has gone dry, but what I like is that we still have the colors combination. So what I'm gonna do now is just I'm thinking of adding another color, other colors here. I'm gonna create a scale here of color. Okay, we do have this olive color that is a little bit, it's dark. We do have this green, the apple green. It's also a little bit thick. I need just a little time for it to come. I think it's never gonna come out. So yeah, I'm gonna take a stick. Yeah, I think I have a stick here. And I'm gonna pick some of these colors. Just a little, we don't know much. We don't need much because we're just going to be dotting. And in here, it's a color that I was previously working on. It's gone dried a little. But we always can set some medium flow and some water. And in here I have a lighter green. I have 3 colors here. And I kind of feel like creating this spiral with these colors. So I'm gonna be showing you how I want to work these out. Sorry, using these 4 colors. We can go from, see, sometimes when the paint is a little bit, this paint has been with me for a while, so I'm gonna just I want to show you that we have 4 different tones of green, and we can always mix up some of these 2 colors to get something in between when we are moving from one color to the other. Maybe it's important to have always something in between. So I'm gonna pick a napkin and I'll be right back with you. We can always see, because we have the center circle, but we have to think about the line coming from, for example, we start here, or we think about the intersection of the center circle to here, towards here. In here, we're gonna think from here towards here, and so on. So we can always think first on starting with the, maybe here, setting a dot. And then from here to here, we can set an additional dot and walk the dots so they get tiny here. And then we can, let's start with this. We're going to I started here. Now I have to think about this one. I place 1 dot in the intersection of this line with the inner circle. I make another bigger dot, and then I walk the dot. So I'm gonna have in the center circle like a big dot that goes small, big dot that goes small. Same thing here. I'm gonna place 1 dot right on top of the line, okay? Another dot, and then I carefully walk the dots towards the center. Same thing here. I make 1 dot. It has to be on top. It cannot be, a little bit to the outside or to the inside. Here, another dot, same size. And then we carefully walk the dots towards this line. Big dots, well, not that big, right? Same size dots, and then we walk. So can you follow the sequence? It's a bigger dot, bigger compared to the others, same size dots. Same thing here. This is gonna be repeated 8 times. Then in here, another dot. Even if you have to place a dot on top of a small one. Okay, there you go. Then we have to continue this line. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the next color, and I'm going to create same size dots. See, they are not on top of the small ones that I did here. With a color that is kind of a mixture between the olive green and the apple green. And then I can take the apple green and make, let's say, 4 dots. They have to be same size, and they have to be on top of the line, and they have to be together. Okay, they have to be following the sequence. And then we're gonna pick this color that is the mixture of apple green and the super light green, and I'm gonna make another 4 dots. And for the rest of the sequence, I'm gonna take the light green. So we're going in here in this sequence from darker to lighter. So remember, we're gonna be making, I started here. So I'm gonna take, first I'm gonna make same size dots, small dots, with the mixture between olive oil and apple green till I get to this intersection of the curve and this line. This design requires lots of concentration. Then we're gonna have 4 dots of the apple green color. Remember, they have to be together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we go for the mixture between the light. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to have the rest with the light green. And I want to show how it is important to understand that you can easily develop with same palette, you can create other things, just reorganizing ideas. So again, with the mixture of olive and apple green, we are going to create dots till the intersection of this curve. Then with the apple green, we go with 4. Then with the mixture of apple green plus the light green, we make other 4 dots. And we take the light and then we're gonna make a combination of things here that is gonna be great. Yeah, so again, we're using here, I'm repeating because it's needed. We're gonna need this repetition. I'm going to here with the mixture of just gonna adjust here. Yes, with the mixture of olive and apple green. Now I'm gonna have 4 dots with apple green. Then 4 others with the mixture of apple and light green. and then light green. And we continue here, same thing. Remember that we have dotted already with the dark green, or not dark green, olive. Now I'm gonna put together as much as of the paint, of this paint as possible, because we're gonna work out the center. Also this one, we're gonna accumulate the paint as much as possible. And what I'm gonna do now is just to see, I need this to be piled up somehow. So look, I can make a circle. See, it's not immediate. Okay, it's not that we're going to place the dot in it. You have to be working on it so it occupies equally the all 8 spaces we have divided the circle. And it's not perfect yet, so I still can't, it's not super circle. And I can make all the adjustments with the needle. See, okay, now we can make now with a mixture of olive and apple green. We can make these tiny dots. And then we can do something cool. But I need the back side of a pencil, maybe. Yeah. Then how do we decide what size of tool? Here, we can make a bigger circle. It can be same color, green. It's gonna occupy all this area, okay? But this is gonna look very nice. And check out that you can actually see the line that divides each section of the circle. I regret that in here it got a little bit, yeah, the big, this dot that is bigger with the other one got together, but they are different colors, so let's see. Okay, nice. And then we can maybe think of getting the light green and just following the straight line, make it tiny dots from the center to the circle. Sometimes I have space and 3. We have to wait also till these guys dry so we can set other colors on the inside. But this is pretty much how it looks like. Yeah, let's wait a little till we can get more colors inside. So to start filling up, we can start with this color from previous paints. And then we can also pick some paint and have tinier dots here. And then we're gonna start growing all these sequins. We can try to make maybe a smaller dot on the inside. Yeah, it's 4 dots, around 4 dots towards the center. There will be some left spaces, and it's okay. Try to make as small dots as possible. But and to do that, you need to not to pressure much against the surface. Pick the paint and then do not pressure too much. And in here you do observe, you have to observe the, let's say that in the center we had a darker green color. Now we're using a lighter violet color. So anytime you're doing these spirals or sea urchin, it's important that you keep up with a special combination of colors. So let's wait for it to dry before we can move to the next part of the paint. So now I'm going to show you how to create several tones of violet with only 2 colors. I am displaying these bottles here because I want to show you, I do buy many colors, but it's completely unnecessary. I'm aware of that, but I just like buying them all. If you have look at this sequence. We have the dark one till we get to the this is like a cobalt violet. If you have these two colors, these are the Brazilians and these are Liquitex that are pretty familiar, known in the US. And also if you have white pair of any brand, you can make beautiful violet colors. So I'm setting all these aside. And the secret is I'm gonna show you how to create all these sequence with just two bottles. Look at the difference of the colors of the brands. It's not very relevant. Also the white color. So regardless of the brand of the paintings, the paints you like, we can do this. In this I'm gonna set some purple, some less, and I am going to be decreasing the amount of paint of the dark color, see, 5 times. And then I'm going to add some white. But do notice that every time I'm just gonna add more white. So this means that if you have white and any dark color of your preference, by switching the proportion of the dark color and white, you will be able to get many tones of the same color. I'm adding some water, and I'm also going to be adding some media flow, as you can see here. I'm using just Sonja, but remember that you can use medium pouring or any media flow of your choice. Now it's time to move the paint accordingly and check the consistency of the paint. This is going to be really important. Do note that in the first part of the container, I didn't add any white. So it's going to be the original color. I am just changing. By adding the medium flow, I'm changing the consistency of the paint. And of course, you can always adjust these colors according to your need. You can make them darker or lighter. If you want them darker, you add more of the dark purple. And if you want them lighter, you will want to add some white. So this is one of the exciting moments and the nice moments of our painting process. It's one of the ones that I love the most. And I am doing the blending with just a wood stick, with a toothpick actually. So feel free to use any tool of your preference. So there we go. We have ourselves, look, this is pretty similar to this one. This is a little bit similar to this one. Not that close, but you can always pick some of the, you can make it darker by adding, as I said, some of the dark paint if you want to add something different to make it darker. There you go. It's closer to the color of the bottle. See, you can also add more white to this paint to get different colors as you like. There you go. We have 5 different tones. Feel free to adjust as you need with only 2 colors, regardless of the brand you're using. Look at all you can create with only 2 tones of colors. Now we're gonna be using these colors for the rest of the mini mandala. So now, since this paint is already fully dried, then just with a toothpick, I am going to add a small dot on top of the dots, the bigger dot. Remember that we're going to be using the same tool to create different sizes of dots. And what is important here is to be aware of the load of paint and to control your hand. The pressure you do against the surface. So now I'm going to be picking this color that is not that light. The one that looks like it's a lilas color. It's not the lightest of the violets that we created. It's the one in the middle of the way. And we're gonna be making same size dots. We're not working the dots here. We're gonna be making same size dots here. And I'm cleaning my tool and I am finishing the dots. Remember that they are same size, they're not walking the dots. Then with a needle or with the metal point of the compass, we can pick some, my camera moved. Some of the same color that we used for the tiny dots, and we can create small dots here by the side of each of these dots that walk towards the center of the mandala. Try making them with the needle, and if it is not possible, there's no problem. we can always take this metal point, the metal point from the compass, and make these super tiny dots. Now I'm thinking of making a big dot here with the back side of the brush, and I am thinking of using the big color, this darkest violet that can be confused with the back side, the background. I am placing these dots with enough space from the spiral and below this outer circle, thinking that maybe I could dot around it. So yeah, don't make it, I just made a mistake here. I placed the dots way to the right, to the left, sorry, and I should have placed it here where I am placing it. It is actually closer to the spiral, to the right side of the spiral, I would say. The top part of the dots goes below the line of the outer circle, and yeah, we leave some space because my intention is to make some dots around it. So there you go. As in the previous mini mandala, there will be maybe an issue with understanding the border between the background and this dot. So now I'm picking this violet, this really light violet, this is the lightest violet, and we're gonna make tiny dots around this dark violet color. What matters here is that the dots are the same size and that they are really small. To do that, I'm not using the compass in this occasion. I'm using the toothpick. But still, it's important to load little paint and then around the dots, the big dots, and then we let this big dot dry. If there's no space between the big dot and the spiral to make a whole sequence of dots around the big violet dots, don't worry. Take your dots as close as you can. So now with the back side of the brush, see, I'm gonna make a dot that is closer to the edge, and then I'm gonna make a swoosh, as you can see here. So this is gonna be really nice. I think I'm gonna work on this. Now I'm taking this lighter violet. I'm gonna be using a brush, and I'm going just to push till I have a tail with my swoosh. And I can try to go as far as possible towards the center without jeopardizing the paint of the dots. I think I'm gonna add some magenta to this color that is super light violet to create some difference, maybe some visual effect. I think this color goes pretty well with purples. And I'm just picking little paint with the same back part of the brush. I'm placing a tiny dots, and then I'm going to push to swoosh till I cannot swoosh anymore. And I think there's a space here, so we might pick some of these and just create some dots. And there is a tiny space here, so I think this magenta color will go well here. Excellent. So having said that, we're gonna be repeating the same process in all the rest of the spiral. And already I'm gonna place, well, it's not fully dry. I was trying to make dots on top of a dots. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna place tiny magenta dots here. Yeah, I'm kind of making this design first to see if it works out, and then repeat to the rest of the spaces. I think before I move towards painting what will be going on in each space, I think I'm just taking the light purple and placing with the backside of a brush a tiny dots. Now I'm gonna be working on this space inside the spiral but towards the center of the mandala, creating these tiny details with this beautiful color that will create a different effect. So for the rest of the video, this video, we're gonna be enjoying some music and placing same size dots around the cobalt purple big dot we just placed. Yeah, I think I made a mistake here. Some dots just got together. Yeah, I think I'm going to just pick a brush and just take this paint away to the outside. As you can see, I'm going to be brushing this out. There you go. And I'm going to wait for it to dry and place some black, some of the black background. Okay, I'm going just to very carefully to note that this brush is different. It's not straight, it has some inclination, kind of a slope in the brush itself. So yes, this is corrected. Let's wait just a second before it dries and we can actually put back the dark purple color. All right. So I think while it dries, we're gonna continue placing same dots around other dark purple dots. Let's start making now the swooshes. I'm gonna improve this one a little. So we're gonna work with a less dark purple or violet that is going to be playing along with the shape of the spiral with the back side, and it goes from the edge and it goes along like this. We're gonna be creating swooshes along the way. Now we're gonna be creating another set of swooshes right after I finish this one. And the idea would be I still have to swoosh this one. I'm trying to go as far towards the center as possible. Now with the same brush, I'm just gonna create a light dots here. See that this dot is smaller, much smaller than the previous one. And then I'm going to be swooshing the max I can towards the center. we're gonna be working with the magenta. We're going to be making a super tiny dots, and then we're gonna be making the swooshes. I think I'm just going to reinforce the dark violet dot because sometimes with the swoosh I misplaced some swooshes, and well, let's just reinforce the dark dots. And now it is time to make some details. Let's work on some finer details. I think I'm gonna place a dark dot on top of these dots here. And why don't we place, maybe I could have given this effect like the swoosh surrounding the bigger dot, but the space is limited. Maybe this design would look much better on a bigger surface. But let's place a dot here on this back let's say, this space that is here. And then we can see what else we can do work on. We have to wait till this dark dot dries so we can place dots on top of these dots. So now I think it is dry. Sorry, I'm accommodating the camera. And I'm just going to reinforce with some magenta color in here with the back side of a brush. To note that I am not making a lot of pressure against the surface. I'm just picking the paint and creating these dots. Okay. And I think I want some texture on these swooshes. I want them to be a little bit higher, should I say. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just fix some of the tiny dots here that were erased when I reinforced the dark dots, just to accommodate details. So for the rest of the video, it's gonna be about fixing tiny details, reinforcing small dots, and I think there are some of the swooshes that are really flat, and I just can add some additional texture. I do hope that you have enjoyed this class. There were some mistakes here because I think really the space of this mini mandala is the design for this is really reduced. However, I think it's a great experience to make mistakes and to understand how we can do better in future opportunities. I am just placing some final paint on top of the swooshes here so they don't look that flat. But I'm happy because we're gonna be using this, of course, in the tray, and we will apply later some resin, so it's gonna be great. I hope you like it. I hope you have enjoyed this class, and looking forward to seeing your mini mandala number 12.